Hi everyone, my name is Audrey and welcome to my channel. Today I'm giving you my November TBR.
On my face and I'm only 23, and that's just speaking for me. You hit that certain age, it took to make a living wage, but I swear I just learned my name. I swear I'm not to blame. You're told no more fun, it's off to work. You need to earn it, don't have to have any work, but I don't play that way. I'm always gonna say, take us back to when we were kids. We didn't know how good we had it. Now we're all just sick and saddened. Take us back to before we grew up, before our problems blew up. We really needed that, hey, heads up, heads up. What would you say to your younger self? Life's like a paper plane, don't steer the way. You're told no more fun, it's off to work. You need to earn it, don't have to have any work, but I don't play that way. And I'm always gonna say, take us back to when we were kids. We didn't know how good we had it. Now we're all just sick and saddened. Take us back to before we grew up, before our problems blew up. We really needed that, hey, heads up. And I keep telling myself, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, yeah. And even when the sky keeps falling on my head, I'm standing on my feet and reaching for the stars, yeah. Take us back to when we were kids. We didn't know how good we had it. Now we're all just sick and saddened. Take us back to before we grew up, before our problems blew up. We really needed that, hey, heads up.
So for this month as well as December, I'm not going to be talking about that many newer books on my TBR. I am trying to wrap up everything that I've been trying to read for a while now so that I can start fresh in January with some new books in 2025. I have been struggling with reading, not because I'm in a slump and not feeling like I want to read. That's not it at all. I'm just very, very exhausted. It's a lot has been going on at school, but also at home with mental health issues for the family that I'm taking care of, as well as my craft fair and my business and all that stuff. So there's a lot that I need to get done and not enough time to get everything done. So like I'm going with priorities, but I'm so tired that when I do have 30, 60 minutes to read, at the end of the day, I'm just that tired and fall asleep before I can actually make some good progress. And it's not because I don't want to pick up books. I really want to pick up books. I just don't have the energy and I'm just tired. And it's not as much as a priority as other things that I do need to get done, if that makes any sense. Anyways, I'm going to try to do my best in November. It should be a little bit easier now. School-wise, at least, it should be easier. So there's that. I do have my craft fair going on in mid-November. And after that rush, by the end of the month, it should be better as well. But we'll see. There's so many things that can come up anyways that like I'm saying this now, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not having too high of expectations, but I'm definitely not going to be achieving that Goodreads goal because I'm behind like at least 10 books. And yeah, it's okay. I've made peace with that. But yeah. So as I always do every month, I participate in the Buzzwordathon hosted by Kayla from Books and Lala. Every month you read a book with the buzzword in the title. I've been rolling over a couple of prompts now, and I still have like books from previous prompts that I still need to get to before I get to the one for November. So I still need to do the February prompt, which was to read a book with a positive word in the title. For that one, I picked A Promised Land by Barack Obama. I'm around 40-50% through. It's a long one to get to, and it's very daunting for me to read politics and stuff, but it is a very interesting book. Hopefully I'll get it done by the end of the year. Then I still need to read the prompt for August, which was to read a book with the word like in the title. For that one, I chose Blood Like Magic. Haven't gotten to it yet, unfortunately, but trying to make it a priority. Hopefully I can get like my e-reader with me in bed and just try to read a little bit more with my reader in bed. We'll see how that goes, but I'll try at least. I've heard amazing things about this book, so I am excited to pick it up. It just hasn't popped up just yet. Then I need to do the September prompt, which was to read a book with a sense word in the title. For that one, I picked You Should See Me in a Crown. And I've heard amazing things about this book as well. It is pretty short, so I should be able to get through it pretty quickly. Contemporary books tend to be a little bit faster to read. So yeah, I still need to do the one for October as well, which was to read a book with relationships in the title. For that one, I picked Daughter of the Pirate King, and I haven't received that one yet. So I ordered it at my local bookshop, and I should receive it in about a week. I'm excited about it. I don't know how long it is though. I'm expecting a longer book, but we'll see. Pirates is a fun thing to read usually, and I've heard amazing things about this book, so not too worried, but yeah. And finally, the prompt for November is to read a book with the word only in the title. For that one, I haven't chosen yet the book that I'm going to pick for that. I'm trying to buy as little books as I can and try to prioritize the books that I do have on hand on my TBR, and I haven't gotten anything yet with the word only in it. So I'm not sure yet. I'm still looking at my options. Let me know if you have any suggestions for that buzzword. I would love to know. You can write them down in the comments. Next, I also participate in the Choose Your Own Adventure hosted by G from BookRoast. And for that readathon, I have 2 prompts to get to. So the first one is a rollover from February, and it is to read a book that has 100 pages more than your average page count book. And that one I chose A Promised Land by Barack Obama. Still haven't finished it. I will get to it eventually, but yeah, hopefully by the end of the year, but we'll see. And the prompt for November is to read an epic fantasy book. For that one, I chose A Mad Ship by Robin Hobb, which is book number 2 of the Life Ship trilogy. I'm currently in the middle, well, a fourth through Ship of Magic, book number 1. So hopefully I can get through that one. I'm not very far into it, but I really, really love reading this book. Maybe this will help me get through this trilogy. I'm hoping I can finish it by the end of the year. So yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna actually be able to get through it, but I'm still hopeful. And again, we have dragons in here and pirates and a very, very fun setting. And I just love Robin Hobb's writing. So yeah. Next, I have my wrapped TBR. So I've wrapped all of the books that I own on my TBR that I haven't read yet, at least the first books of a series. And my son picks one every month, and it's just like a fun little surprise book that I get to read every month. And I'm going to open it with you right now. So He's nice because he's been choosing like smaller books just to make it easier on me and that I don't have to read like big books, which is nice.
You're welcome.
I'm trying to keep the wrapping intact. Ooh! Okay, I was not expecting this. Nice.
What?
So it is The Long Way Down. Oh, Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. So this follows a man who is wanting to take revenge on the person who unalived his brother, I think. And it's his thought process while he's going down the elevator. So this takes place like within 60 seconds, 7 floors. So very interesting concept. And I've heard amazing things about this. And there's like 4 non-stickers talking about like the prizes this has won. So yeah, I'm excited about this. It's gonna be a very emotional read. And I feel like there's gonna be some trigger warnings to look out for, but I'm excited. It's gonna be a fun one. And it's not too long. 306 pages, so that's good. So next, I'm rolling over a lot of books. As I've said before, I am in the middle of reading the Elderlings books. I'm in the middle of Ship of Magic. By the end of the year, I was supposed to read 1 book every month. And by the end of the year, I should have been on book number 12 of the full series. So I read Assassin's Apprentice, Royal Assassin, Assassin's Quest, and now I'm on to Ship of Magic. I'm behind a lot of books. I should by now be on the, I don't remember the titles by heart. Book number 12 is later on. I think there's 16, but yeah, I still have quite a bit left to read. I'm not going to catch up on all of these books, but hopefully I can finish the Life Ship trilogy by the end of the year. That's my goal. We'll see how it goes. So far, I'm really liking this, but it's very huge books. They're like 800-page books. I'm still realistic and can see that it's not very doable to read so many pages in such a short time, especially considering everything that I got going. But yeah. Next, I'm also in the middle of many books, and the first of those books is Fierce Like a Firestorm by Lana Popovich. This is book number 2 of the Hibiscus Daughters zoology. I read book number 1, didn't enjoy it as much as I wished and hoped for. I think I gave it a 2 stars by the end of the book, and it was a little bit of a roller coaster of a reading experience. I loved it at first. I had a hard time getting into it, and then I loved it, and then it kind of came back to like, I don't know where this is going. I don't understand what's going on. Nothing makes sense. There's so much telling instead of showing. I hate that. And they're trying to explain so much ancestry of this and that, like why this happened, and nothing makes sense, and I don't understand half of it. I'm not having a fun time with it. I know I should DNF it, but I don't like to DNF. I cannot for the life of me DNF. So I'm just skimming through it pretty quickly. So this one is 300 pages. So like, I'm not too worried. I'm almost 100 pages through. And so I'm a third through. I'm gonna skim through it pretty quickly by the end of the week. And move on to something else. So yeah. Next, I have The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, so book number 2 of The Lord of the Rings. I'm trying to finish the whole trilogy by the end of the year as well. So I do need to make some progress in this so I can move on to book number 3. I've been craving a rewatch of the whole trilogy for such a long time, and I've been trying to not do that because I want to finish reading these. But there's so many other books that I needed to get to like quickly that I haven't gotten to yet, that I haven't been picking this one up for a while. But I don't mind it. Like, I'm not going to be confused at where we are in the story because I know them very, very well, even if the books have more into them than the movies. It's my first time reading the books, but I've seen the movies so many times. I'm not too worried, but I do need to pick it up a little bit more often if I want to finish the whole trilogy by the end of 2024. But I am having a great time with this reading. Next, we have A Brief History of Seven Killings by Marlon James. I've been trying to read this for at least a good year, if it's not more. It's a tough read to get to, and I'm always finding myself picking up other books, not because I don't want to read this one. Well, there's a tiny part of that because it's very raw and difficult to read. Mentally, it's so violent. It's tough to read. But also, I've been having like other books that I needed to finish for other prompts that I've been picking up a little bit more often than this one. So it hasn't been helping. My goal is to, again, finish it by the end of the year, but I'm not having too much hope about it. As long as I make progress into it, slowly, I'll be happy. I also started a dedicated vlog for the Diviners Trilogy series. There's 4 books series by Liba Bray. This is a reread. I'm now on page 68 pages through, and I'm really enjoying it. I am doing a dedicated vlog. I'm not going through it very quickly though, but yeah, I don't know when that vlog is going to be up. It may take a couple of months, probably not in 2024, but we'll see how that goes. Really excited about this, and I'm mostly excited to get into book number 2. And I really, really love this book. I think I gave it a 5 stars or 4 stars the first time I read it, and I'm still enjoying it as much as I did the first time around. I am also in the middle of An American Marriage, which is on my e-reader. I was reading that one for, I think, the Readathon. I'm not sure how far along I am in it. I am enjoying it. I just haven't been picking up my e-reader lately, but I am going to try to make it a habit to have my e-reader by my bed every day so that I do pick up a couple of pages at least. And even if it's just like 10 pages that I get done, it's gonna be better than nothing. And I am really enjoying this book. It is contemporary, so it does read a little bit quicker. And I've heard amazing things about this book. And so far, I'm really enjoying it as well. Next, I've got She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan, as well as He Who Drowned the World. Duology, I read this one. This is going to be a reread in order to read the second book because it's been a while, and I do want to do another dedicated vlog for this duology. I'm really excited to get to it, but I do want to make some progress in my first dedicated vlog first before starting this one. But I'm excited to get to this and find some closure to this duology because I loved it so much. It was a 5 stars, if I remember correctly, when I first read it, and it was just so good. I loved it very much. So yeah. And finally, I've got 6 Crimson Cranes and The Dragon's Promise by Elizabeth Lim. I've read the first book. This is a duology, but I think there's a prequel which is called Her Radiant Curse that I do not own, but I will get to. I also want to do a dedicated vlog, which is why I'm rereading 6 Crimson Cranes in order to get to this one and eventually get to Her Radiant Curse. I do want to do the dedicated vlog as well. I've been trying to get to this one for a while, but with like these new dedicated vlogs, I decided to do one for this whole duology series, trilogy, whatever, in that format as well. I really loved the first book, and I think I gave it a 4 stars the first time I read it. So yeah. And the last book that I want to get to, I know I said finally with 6 Crimson Cranes, but I just remembered the actual final book of this TBR, which was to read The Angel of Khan el-Khalili by P. Jelly Clark. This is a very small novella, and it is part of the prequels to A Master of Jinn. I've read The Jinn and Carol a good while back. Loved it so much. I fell in love with P. Jelly Clark's writing. It's an autobi author for me, if you didn't know by this point. I thought there were only 2 prequels to A Master of Jinn, which I've read. The Jinn and Carol, The Haunting of Car 015, and then I thought it went directly to A Master of Jinn. But there is another prequel, which I haven't heard about before, and I haven't read yet. So I want to get to it. It's the equivalent of a 32 pages novella. So it's very, very short. I know I'll get to it very easily. I was supposed to get to it in October, didn't get to it, so I'm gonna get to it now-ish. I did reread The Dejan and Caro in September, I believe, for the Readathon, and I'm gonna get to this one next. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. It is a free book on Tor.com. Unfortunately, I don't read very well on computers, but since it's free and very short, I should do well not to worried. And I know I'm going to enjoy it as much as I've been enjoying his writing elsewhere. So yeah, that is all for my November TBR. This is a lot, I know. I love to have a lot of options, but I do want to have some closure in projects I've been trying to do reading wise. I'm trying so hard, but I'm not putting that much pressure on myself. It looks like it, but I promise you I'm not putting too much pressure on myself to get everything read, because like there's no way in hell I can do everything that I need to get done in such little time that I do have to get everything done. So it is what it is. I'm gonna read what I'm gonna read, probably like through all of that TBR, but other than that, should be fun. Let me know if you've read any of the books that are on this TBR. I would love to know. Like, comment, subscribe if you wish. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video, and I will see you soon in the next one.